Hi, everybody. It's Janice here from the Bridges Society, and I wanted to ask you, how's your mental health? While we're all self-isolating and observing physical distancing from our friends and workmates and others, we don't have access to the same kind of social supports that we might normally use. And if you're someone who relies on that for your wellness, you might be noticing some changes in your ability to cope with the stress that we're all experiencing while we navigate life through COVID-19. Now, the Mental Health Commission of Canada has a resource hub, and I found this, the Working Mind COVID-19 Self-Care and Resilience Guide. I'd like to share it with you. I'm going to share the link to download the guide. It's 12 pages, but that includes a cover page, table of contents, and 6 pages of phone numbers for mental health supports across Canada. All right, today I'm only going to show you the 3 working pages of this guide, and it includes the self-assessment, which is the mental health continuum self-assessment, and the 2-page self-care and resilience guide, okay? It's 2 pages and it looks like this. All right, we're gonna go through that together. So the first of this is the mental health continuum self-assessment, okay? Now, a continuum is a range of values, okay? And in this case, we're talking about mental wellness. So those values look like healthy in the green column here, reacting in the yellow column, injured in the orange, and ill in the red. Now, let's not forget, we all have different behaviors normally and different states of being normally. So just because something is happening over here, it doesn't mean that you have a diagnosable illness, but it does mean that you might need to look at getting some help, okay? We're looking at changes. This is what we want to track. So let's pull this up. I'm going to share my screen with you, and we're going to look at it together, okay? So this is the mental health continuum and self-assessment. We're going to check the signs and indicators that really speak to how you experience stress and write any additional changes you might notice in the My Personal Changes section, which is down here at the bottom, okay? So up here, you'll see this is all in little boxes, little rows, okay? And the first row talks about changes in your mood. So if you have normal mood fluctuations and you're calm and you're confident, those are all signs that you're in the healthy section there. You might be reacting to stress if you're feeling irritable or impatient or nervous. Maybe you're feeling angry all the time or anxious, or you have a pervasive sadness, or maybe you are feeling some excessive anxiety and panic attacks, or you're feeling especially depressed. Now, the things, as we said, in the orange column and in the red column might indicate need to get some help, right? Let's look in the next section. Changes in thinking and attitude. Now, as you go through this yourself, you're going to want to put check marks through this, okay? And if you notice that you're finding a lot of things in the orange or in the yellow or in the red, you might need to follow some steps for self-care. You might need to talk to somebody. You might need to get some mental health care, okay? So let's look at this. Changes in thinking and attitude. Normally, you might have a good sense of humor. Maybe right now you're feeling like you're constantly distracted, or maybe you just have some intrusive thoughts of anxiety or stress. And that's, a lot of us are going through that right now, right? In this next section, we're looking at changes in behavior and performance. Maybe you're performing well. Maybe you're actually coping pretty well, and you're staying physically active, and you're getting on Zoom, and you're having social calls with your friends and family, and you're keeping those social connections, which would be awesome. And those things are there. Maybe not all of us have access to that, and maybe some of us have access, but we're just not, maybe we're avoiding it, right? Maybe we're procrastinating. We know that this is good for us, but we're having a difficult time managing our stress, so maybe we're procrastinating on doing things that we normally do, and we're decreasing the activity. Maybe we're withdrawing. Maybe we're not showing up for our work meetings, or we're having difficulty concentrating and performing our tasks. These are all things that we want to be tracking and looking at changes, okay? The next section, I keep saying session, sorry. Physical changes. Maybe you have normal sleep patterns, maybe you're having difficulty, or you keep waking up, you're restless. Maybe you can't fall asleep, or you can't stay asleep. Maybe you have changes in your appetite or your eating or your energy levels, okay? You might be having difficulty with maintaining your weight or seeing grand fluctuations in it. Okay, a lot of us are going to be seeing that. Changes in addictive behaviors. Now, this one's a tough one, okay? So for some of us who have issues with addiction or substance abuse, or not even substances, maybe it's other kinds of addiction or abuse, we want to make sure that we are staying on top of any changes in how we use those behaviors, okay? So when we're feeling healthy, we might limit our alcohol consumption. Maybe we're just, we drink normally. But maybe right now we're binging a lot, or we're frequently drinking a lot or using our drug of choice. So changes in addictive behaviors, we really want to be careful to watch those. And if we find ourselves in the orange and the yellow, we need to really ask ourselves of whether this is a problem and start looking at ways to curb some of that behavior and get help for it, not just curb it. It's like these are all symptoms, right? It's all mental health. Now, in the bottom section here, you'll notice that there are some lines where you can note your personal changes, things that you're noticing that might not be reflected elsewhere in the document, okay? So when you're in these green stages here, okay, these are the things that we normally feel or we normally observe when we're healthy. And we maintain that wellness in different ways. Sometimes it means, we go out to Bridges once a week for lunch with people, or we go for coffee, we exercise regularly, we go to Aquafit, or we go for walks, all kinds of things that we normally do to maintain our wellness, okay? And then there's other things that we do that help us when we're feeling not so hot, right? They help us refocus and bring joy back into our lives, and they help us maintain that wellness. And sometimes we want to focus on scheduling those things when we're in this reacting stage, the yellow sections or the injured sections. We need to keep up those things that make us feel good and perform well and make us feel right, okay? So let's look at the wellness plan, the self-care and resilience. It's actually page 4 of the document, self-care and resilience. Okay, let's pull up our annotation again. Here we go. So when life gets busy and our sense of well-being and balance is affected, we often forget to take time for ourselves, or we look for quick fixes or solutions. So building self-care into your weekly or daily routine can greatly improve your resilience and prevent burnout. So see, these are the things that we normally do to prevent needing intervention, right? So these are the things we take care of ourselves. So in this instance, though, we want to put a check mark to the things that we think might be helpful when we're feeling like we need a little intensive self-care. The things we know work to make us feel better, and that we are willing to try. So some of this maybe we don't know, but we're willing to try, okay? We're gonna pick some key ones. Many strategies may look interesting, but you wanna focus on the ones that you feel that you'll have the time to work on and to incorporate them into your daily or weekly routine. So maybe that means that you will write in a journal, or volunteer for a cause that's meaningful to you. Right now, our volunteer options are very limited in our community because we're trying to practice physical distancing. But reach out to your local organization that you care about. Maybe you can help out the Spay and Neuter Society with curbside pickup of recyclables for donations and things like that get you out of the house, okay? Maybe make a gratitude list or go for a walk and get some fresh air. What else? Maybe you like to take a nap. Maybe you'd like to practice yoga, or go outside, go for a walk, exercise, join an online social club. Okay, now this one's a little tough. Joining an online social club, there's lots of social clubs out there, but you've got to have an account somewhere. You've got to use Facebook or some other social media platform. And in those social media groups, there's a lot of people are sharing their stresses and news about COVID and what they think are best strategies for staying well. And you don't know for sure that you're getting the right information from there. So if you're going to join an online social club, make sure that that's not your only source of reliable information on updates about COVID-19 in your area or best practices for safety and health, okay? Maybe you like to listen to podcasts or videos, have a movie marathon, do some dancing, join an online support group. Okay, now a support group is different than an online social club, right? A support group brings people together who have a shared experience. Maybe you are a parent of someone living with mental illness and you want to talk with other parents of people living with mental illness about your shared experiences. That's more like a support group, right? Like a peer support group. Or maybe someone who lives with the same illness that you're living with, or the same, it's a support, not the same as a hobby, right? Have a virtual game night with friends. This one's a big one for me. I'm a video gamer and I'm a gamer. And I know one of the strategies that I've been doing is playing video games online with my friends a night or two a week. Try a new hobby, or maybe practice the hobby that you already use. I'm a knitter and a crocheter and yarn crafting. They say knitting is the new yoga. So maybe that's what you need to schedule into your week if you know that makes you feel good. Maybe you need to focus on your nutrition, okay, and increase your healthy food choices. So you can set time aside to plan your meals for the week and to shop strategically so that you can prepare meals that are going to make you feel well, right? Now, on the next page, you're going to list your top 3 items and plan how and when you're going to use them, okay? So, this is actually page 5 of the document, my self-care and resilience plan. So you're going to pick your 3 top strategies or practices. Let's say the first one is knitting with friends. Okay, let's use me. My first top self-care practice is knitting with my friends. Okay, every Tuesday, my friends and I go out to L&W for knit night at 7 p.m. If you've ever been there, you've seen us all with our needles going, having coffee together. We can't do that right now, but what we have been doing is having a Zoom meeting. So we actually meet on Zoom, and we all have our cameras, and we're knitting, and we're talking about our week, and we do that every week. So I schedule that for my every Tuesday night. All right. Number 2 is I really like music and I love playing my ukulele. And again, that's another thing that we usually do weekly with Bridges, with the Hinton Ukulele Group, is we get together here at Bridges and we play ukulele together. We can't do that, but we are doing it on Zoom every Wednesday night. So that's another thing that I know that is a part of my self-care and resilience plan. All right, I scheduled every Wednesday night, I play ukulele with my friends. And number 3, again, I really like the gaming, and as long as I'm careful not to let that become an addictive behavior or changes, because I love gaming, okay? So that's something that I need to make sure that I'm cognizant of, that I'm not spending all of my time increasing those addictive behaviors, right? But I can schedule 1 or 2 nights a week to game with my friends online. So once you make a commitment to yourself to practice your self-care routine as often as you can, it gets a little bit easier to build up those resilience skills to deal with the stresses that come from, living with COVID-19. So I'm going to stop sharing. Now there's a few things. Oh, I knew I do need to share again. So I have another page for you. When we are in that red and in the yellow and in the orange, sometimes we need to talk to somebody. Okay. And this is a little more than self-care. Maybe you need to talk to somebody because you are a little worried about your ability to manage, because you're into that yellow. So maybe when you talk to somebody, maybe that means you talk to your friends, you talk to your family about how you're feeling, because that helps a lot of people. Sometimes you need to talk to somebody about getting help, right? And if you're in crisis and you don't know who to call, you're not, maybe you're not feeling suicidal or like you want to harm yourself, but you might need some help. You don't know who to call 211. Okay, pick up the phone, 211, and they will connect you with the right service during your call. Okay, they'll ask you what's going on and they will help you find the right service for your needs. Okay, there's also the mental health helpline. 211 can direct you there, but if you know you just really need to talk to somebody right now about your mental health, you can call toll-free 1-877-303-2642. Okay, maybe you think it's time you need to talk to a therapist about, some therapy and getting help with some strategies to improve your wellness. You need to do a mental health intake through Alberta Health Services, and you can call them toll-free 1-844-817-5009. These are Hinton numbers, right? But if you're calling toll-free, you can call toll-free, sorry. And this process usually takes a little while, okay? They schedule a phone call, they'll call you, and you will talk to them about what's going on, why you want to talk to a therapist, and then they will call you back with an appointment for your first meeting with a counselor, okay? And you have to make that appointment. And then after you've met with your counselor, then you will agree on a schedule, okay? Maybe you need to talk to your family doctor. Health through medicine, better health, better living through medicine. There are some really good mental health medicines out there that help with depression and anxiety, and you need to talk to your family doctor about changes in your health, okay? And this certainly qualifies. Mental health is still health. If you are noticing a lot of orange and red, and maybe even just some of those yellow sections in the changes in addictive behaviors, maybe you need to talk to an addictions counselor, okay? And it's no shame in that. This is all mental health. Talk to Addiction and Mental Health Intake. You can call them at 780-886-8263. And they also have a 24-hour helpline, 1-866-332-2322. Okay? Now, maybe you just need to talk to friends, or maybe you need to go to church or to call your pastor or your priest at church, who, if that's a normal social outlet for you. And you can always call me here at Bridges. I'm here Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. and I can chat with you. We can book a video call through Zoom or through Google Hangouts or a Facebook video chat. You can also reach us on our Facebook page and send me a private message. You can email me. I do check these over the weekend. I'm not going to schedule time over the weekend or in the evening. We can schedule times for video calls and stuff during the weekdays. But if you need to reach out and you just need somebody to talk to, I'm not a certified counselor, but I have a sympathetic ear and I'm friendly and I'd love to chat with you. I think it's important that we get together and chat. This is no different than if you came in for a cup of coffee to hang out with us, right? So thank you for your time. Thanks for looking at this video. I hope you follow the link and download this document, The Working Mind, COVID-19 Self-Care and Resilience Guide. Now my mouth has stopped working. So it's time to stop the video. Thank you again so much for tuning in and for watching this video. Check out the guide, go through it. And if you have any questions, give me a call here at Bridges, 865-4464. Take care of yourselves. Stay well. Bye.